Hello everyone, and welcome. My name is Andrew Can, and together we can game, here to play Kingdom Hearts Final Mix on the PC. This is not my first time playing this game, so this is not going to be blind. I know this game very well. I'm so excited to be playing here today. We're going to select a difficulty level, so you can be a beginner. Begin with rare items in easy mode. I'm just going to choose balance mode. I want to enjoy the story, play this, and just give you some tips and tricks along the way. So let's go ahead and hit Final Mix. Selecting camera, I'm just going to go ahead and select it to auto. Even though this is on PC, I'm playing with the PS5 controller to get it to a system setting I'm used to. Go ahead and choose auto. Might as well choose vibration on. Yes. Let's get started. Disney Interactive Studios. Square Enix. Kingdom Hearts.
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real or not?
So much to do, so little time. Take your time, don't be afraid. Welcome to Dive to the Heart. The door is still shut. Now step forward. Can you do it? Use up, down, left, right to move and run. Welcome to Dive to the Heart, as I said, starting with Snow White. A theme of this game, Disney characters. Power sleeps within you. If you give it form, it will give you strength. Choose well. No kidding. First, love the intro. That was a lot of people's introduction to J-pop, at least in my school. Anyway, this choice here is actually super important. You're going to get a lot of choices early on that become incredibly important. So you can either take the Dream Sword, the Dream Shield, or the Dream Rod. This choice will determine your game for the entirety of it, so do not sleep on it. I'll put in a helpful graph and sources, so if you need some more help. Basically, what you choose, you're going to need to choose one, and you'll see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and start with choosing the Shield. The power of the Guardian. Kindness to aid friends, a shield to repel all. Is this the power you seek? Yes. Your path is set. No kidding. Now what will you give up in exchange? So, just as we had a choice, we must now make a sacrifice. We can choose to sacrifice the Dream Rod or the Dream Sword. Both will give you different things to think about. So, if you are going to be following along but be playing on the Proud difficulty, I will highly, highly, highly recommend sacrificing the staff. It gives you some abilities that will be helpful. Now, if you just want a more relaxed time, the sword is a good option. For me, what I think I am going to be choosing to sacrifice Now keep in mind, you don't get to keep this. So, if you're on Proud, make sure you are sacrificing the staff. Now, you get some abilities early on, you can sacrifice the sword. I'm going to go ahead, probably sacrifice the sword. The power of the warrior, invincible courage, a sword of terrible destruction. You give up this power? Yes. You've chosen the power of the guardian. You've given up the power of the warrior. Is this the form you choose? And I love this, you get a choice to back out. So whether you want to back out or not, that is completely up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and choose this. My reasoning being, and again, I did a lot of research on this, is that you can get almost anything you want in terms of upgrades with items and accessories. However, the number of slots you get are limited. So I'll put up a helpful graph here to help you make your choice. I'm gonna go ahead and choose. Let me know what you chose in the comments down below. I always love these cool cutscenes. From Snow White, we go to Cinderella. It's really cool, I'm just taken aback by it. I always love the design and the graphics look stunning. Look at Sora. You gain the power to fight. Press X to attack. Alright, you've got it. Use the power to protect yourself and others. The green gauge displays your hit points or health, bottom right-hand corner. If you run out of health points, you'll be taken to the continue screen. The blue gauge shows your magic points, MP. Magic is still a mystery to you. Foreshadowing. There will be times you have to fight. Keep your light burning strong. So, there are times we have to fight. This is one of them. Immediately getting us familiar with the combat. You gain experience by defeating enemies. With enough experience, you gain a level. Furthermore, defeated enemies sometimes leave behind items. If they leave items behind is correct. We can jump, we can still do this. You can take these items by walking up to them. Again, it auto picks up for you, very helpful as we go along. So we have our shield, you can see kind of what we're doing. You can take these items as we go along. Different items can do different things, like restore HP or MP. More of these shadow creatures. Behind you! Generally, you automatically target the nearest enemy. You can lock onto a specific target by pressing R1. Lock on. will appear in the upper left corner of the screen while you're locked onto a target. Locking onto a target limits the actions available to you, especially against other targets. Press R1 again to release a target lock. So I just want to show this off quickly. You can quickly just go ahead and take them out. Did I say quickly enough? So these mysterious shadow creatures. Now, if you've never played this game before, you may know what they are, because this is a pretty popular game series, but I don't want to spoil it. We'll get to that in due time. And here we are. We have some darkness Sora falls into. I always love the animation and the outfit, pretty iconic. Here we are on another stained glass, but this time we have a door. This is a field icon. It pops up whenever a special command is available. When triangle exam pops up, you can press triangle to examine the object in front of you. I can't open it. And here we have a chest. The triangle command in menu turns into various commands, so we can open the chest using triangle as well. Depending on what you're playing with will be your command. You can push large crates. Again, really going over the tutorial here, but I understand why. This stuff is going to be useful through the entire game. Sometimes, destroying object yields items. You can take these items by walking up to them. Potion. You can use items with commands, again, giving us standard tutorial stuff. You can lock on, teaching us the same kind of stuff we learned earlier. Each one is a different command. You may have noticed there was a lift command. I could have done that and lifted it and thrown it. Just wanted to quickly do that. Now, if we go using the D-pad, we can see items. Don't want to use it just yet. Let's go ahead and examine again. And here we can see the door has kind of materialized. Opening up reveals, well, a bright light for sure. Let's go to it. Hold on. The door won't open just yet. First, tell me more about yourself. All right. For first person view, we can press this button. We can use that to look around. Press again to return to standard view. So, giving us some cool options here off the bat. So if we want to go into that first person view, we can. Everything is possible. You can look around in a different light. So you can see different characters as you look around. As it says, you can get back. Now, again, this section is incredibly important. Both of these sections actually will completely set you up for the rest of the game. When I was younger and a kid, I did not know this, and I accidentally chose the hardest settings. This is why you have me here to help you out. We're going to use the triangle to do the talk command. Press triangle to talk to nearby people. Let's go ahead and do it. What do you want out of life? So, this each gives you a chance, and the reason this is important is it's going to choose your level size. So, the level pace. What this means is, whatever you choose can choose either a fast leveling up, a standard, or slow. Now, I was a dumb kid. I did not know this. So, to see rare sights here, this is going to basically give you the fastest option. So, what this means is you will level up faster. This, to broaden my horizons, will give you normal leveling up, and slow is to be strong. So I'm going to choose the normal path, so to broaden my horizons. However, I'd probably say to see rare sights, because I do want to see rare sights, but I'll choose to broaden my horizons. To broaden your horizons, huh? Talk. What are you afraid of? Getting old will once again give you the fastest option. This is going to be giving you the normal, and this is going to be the slow. I'm going to choose being different. What are you afraid of? Honestly, I'm probably more afraid of being indecisive or getting old, but I'm going to choose being different for the normal difficulty. And for the final one, what's most important to you? Being number one, not necessarily, never really has been. Friendship is super important to me. My prized possessions, as I've grown up, I learned you can lose those, so I'm going to choose friendship, the normal option. But again, please let me know what you chose for all of these. You want to broaden your horizons. You're afraid of being different. You want friendship. Your adventure begins at midday. Keep steady pace and you'll come through fine. Sounds good. And again, once again, you can choose your options. I chose my path. Let me know the one you chose. The day you will open the door is both far off and very near. And we have Sleeping Beauty. Now, immediately you might notice a change in the music. I love the music in this game. Fantastic. It is one of the most incredible things. Now, obviously, copyright on YouTube is very difficult, but hopefully you can hear it. Hopefully you can hear that J-pop we got earlier. If not, I apologize, but I want to be able to show this. I've had issues with copyright, having some problems. Now, you can go in a first person, take a look at some of these different things. You can look up. It's going to say, press the options button to open the menu screen. In the main menu, you can do things like view your inventory and stats or configure your game settings. However, you can't open the menu during battle. So, just an example of that there. Now, we have more of those shadow creatures as we did earlier. Thankfully, we still have our weapon, but there's a lot more now. So all those choices we've been making are coming together, and you're seeing a little bit of what we can do. Remember, you can lock on if you want. These green orbs, of course, will give you health. If you pay attention, you may notice that I take a little bit of damage, but walking into them will heal what I've lost. Now, the auto lock is pretty useful. I do tend to like locking on and doing a bit of both. Now, if you notice, I am attacking the others around me, so just in proxy of being close to the attacks, I'm hurting the other shadow creatures. And we have a way out. This little portal here will be important. Go ahead and collect some of these green orbs. Let's go ahead and load. This is a save point. Touch the save point to recover HP and MP. Press triangle to open the save menu. When triangle save appears, be sure to save your progress before quitting the game. It's a good idea to save often. If anything goes wrong, you can then load your save data and resume from there. And would you look at that? Our save point, which we will be saving, has become even better. Here you can see we are 16 minutes in. Go ahead and save our file. There we are. Now, where does the staircase lead? That is the question, right? I don't know where it leads per se, but I am excited. I actually do, but you know what I mean. Now, I remember seeing these visuals for the first time. I was a huge Disney kid. It was so cool and impressive. Seeing just the different princesses, seeing the Beast, seeing Belle here. So cool. The closer you get to the light, the greater your shadow becomes. But don't be afraid. And don't forget, here we have one of our first bosses. This is a rare exemption of my rule earlier of not giving you information. Here I'm going to be giving you information. This is Darkseid. As you saw earlier, it comes from our Shadow. A beautiful, beautiful introduction to this boss. The way to attack is through the hands. He has 240 health points. There are some other stats that you can see on screen. We are going to go ahead and take out Darkseid. Now, one of the cool things you can do is go ahead and take out these shadow creatures as we're going. Now, you can still attack even during this phase. What I'm going to be doing is just that. His hands are there. Now notice, I hit one of those things it sent at me. You can do that. Notice it says tech. That is going to be an important system to learn. There are tech points. You can get experience by going ahead and attacking things like that. It sends it back to Darkseid. another thing you can do. Now, you're going to want to avoid this attack. It's going to summon these shadow creatures, as you can see. So, that's a good thing to know. You can attack them for more health. It is going to be a battle between the two. Here again, you can see that proximity damage, as I mentioned. It's really important to just experiment, play as you like to play, and as you go on, you're going to notice some more cool things about the combat system. I do think the combat is one of the things that keeps people coming back to Kingdom Hearts. Even in this first game, they do a really good job of nailing the feel. And the story, as we'll go along, you'll see is really cool too. Now, at any point, we can do this. Take a look at him. He's going to be using this again. Now, when I was a kid, as I mentioned, I didn't know you could send these back. And if I can actually succeed in that, if it attacks him, you can attack multiple. Notice how it says tech too. Now, there are a lot you can do here. Again, when I was a kid, I would just attack these. There's different things you can do, different attacks, different ways you can defeat Darkseid. And I'm really love the idea that it comes from the shadow of Sora here. Sora being our main character. That is one of those things that is so well known in the popular conscience that I don't think I can not call Sora Sora. But if you didn't know, Sora's name is Sora. Now, there we are. We were able to defeat Darkseid. You'll notice that as we level up, we get different stat increases. But don't be afraid. You hold the mightiest weapon of all. So don't forget. You are the one who will open the door.
Whoa!
Give me a break, Kairi.
Sorry, you lazy bum. I knew that I'd find you snoozing down here.
No, this huge black thing swallowed me up. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't... Ow!
Are you still dreaming?
It wasn't a dream. Or was it? I don't know. What was that place? So bizarre.
Yeah, sure.
Say, Kairi, what was your hometown like? You know, where you grew up?
I've told you before. I don't remember.
Nothing at all?
Nothing.
You ever want to go back?
Well, I'm happy here.
Really?
But you know, I wouldn't mind going to see it.
I'd like to see it too. Along with any other worlds out there. I want to see them all.
So what are we waiting for?
Hey! Aren't you guys forgetting about me? So, I guess I'm the only one working on the raft. And you're just as lazy as he is.
So you know this. Okay, we'll finish it together. I'll race you.
Huh?
What? Are you kidding?
Ready? Go!
What an iconic opening. And welcome to Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Feels so good to see just some of these cutscenes again. And it looks beautiful on the computer. Welcome to Destiny Islands as well. Where we can explore the island as well as talk to Kairi. So, can you gather the rest of the supplies? Sora, are you listening to me? Yeah, I heard you. What was that again? You can choose both options, although she already called us lazy. Yeah, I heard you. Okay, here's what you need to go find. 2 logs, 1 cloth, 1 rope. Bring everything back here. If you need help, just ask. I'm counting on you. Yes, she is. Sora, Riku, and Kairi. Now right over here we have the log. As we learned, you can just obtain items by walking up to it. We can see some fish swimming, we can see some of our friends earlier in the tutorial. Feels so good to just be able to be here, just getting a taste for everything that is in store. We can lift objects. Of course, as I try to do that, it didn't want to work. You can lift objects, you can throw them, you can place them down. Of course, all stuff we learned in the tutorial. So, what are we going to be doing now? You notice that we still have a weapon, although it is a toy sword. Our shield is gone, so that is not something we get to keep. We are here to explore and find the items for a raft. Again, we're kids. You heard Sora and Kairi there talk about getting off the island, finding her homeworld. We learned that Kairi is not from here. We got our cloth up in the treehouse. It's gonna be a fun game, fun times. Now we were told in the tutorial, if we pause, we can see some of our stuff. We can see our items, we can see our equipment. So items, we have our potion, we have stock, our log, and cloth. It's a great way to keep in tabs on what you might need. We have our wooden sword. That is all we have right now. Abilities, Sora has none. Shared, we have none, but we will get some more. Customize, you can do this later on. Status, you can see what we have. You can see our different stats. So we have 18 health, we have 2 MP, and we have 3 AP. So that's good to know. We can see our weapon is a wooden sword. We don't have any accessories on just at this point. We can configure game settings here too, so if there's anything you don't like. You can also change your difficulty setting here. So, just so you're aware, some quick settings. Now, one of the cool things here. No fall damage from that height. I love that. Now, we have log, we have cloth. But what happens if we walk up and hit the triangle to talk?
Hey, what's happening, man?
We have some voice dialogue, so you can talk to pretty much all of them.
Freeze feels great.
Now, these are some Final Fantasy characters. I must admit, I've never played a Final Fantasy game. I know very little except kind of popular knowledge stuff. So for me, this is kind of some of my first exposure to these characters. Now, we need more items. What is this over here? We have obtained the rope just by exploring. Now, we can talk again.
Sora, you feel lucky today?
I do feel lucky today. Now, here's a cool other fact. If you talk to them again. Hey Sora, feeling up for a little competition. You asked for it. All right, let's go. You can actually fight them, which is super cool. Now, each of them have a different stat we will go over in just a bit. But they all have different stats, and anytime there's a boss, we will pretty much cover them as we did earlier. Now, this is a great way to get some get some experience. Each of them has a different attack style. Right now, I'm just doing my best to not get attacked. You notice another tech point, you do unlock them by even battling here. That tech point system is so important.
I'm really off today.
Oh man, I'm really off today. Don't worry about it. We all have our off days. I think it's part of growing up and living life. You have your off days, you have your good days. Now, we've taken out one of them. I'm very excited to go ahead and just keep on going because each of them have their own techniques and we're going to be able to learn something as we go on and as we keep doing things. Now you may notice we can see our friend from earlier is up over there. He is sitting on the tree and we pay him a visit. Now there's 2 ways we can get here. We technically can go in through the shack. We're going to see our save point. You can also just jump up and climb there. So if you aren't aware, this is a save point. It restores that HP and MP as we've already learned. Just another way to get there. Really up to your choice on how you want to handle it. I actually didn't know that growing up. What I used to do is just jump up here and come through. And I just thought, wow, they really don't want you to save. No, they do. That's not the brightest kid. And again, I was a little kid. This is now rated E10 and up, but I can guarantee you when I was playing this game, I was not that age. Now we have our log, another log we need. And of course, if you fall down, they give you a nice little stare. Now, they talk to our friend. Did you get everything we need for the raft? I gave my stuff to Kairi. Hey Sora, how about a quick go around? Grab your sword. Sorry, no time. Okay, some other time. So you can also fight Riku. We have Sora, Riku, and Kairi. 3 main characters you're going to need to pay attention to. They're going to play a huge significance as we go along. Now, here's the thing. Each of the people here are fightable. We have already fighted? What was I going to say? Fighted? We've already fighted Titus. I probably should have been more clear. We can also fight Waka, I believe is the correct way to pronounce that. Of course, if you played the games, you'll know. Sure, let's play. Play is for kids. Now, there is a tech point where you can send his ball back at him, what I wanted to show off. It will also stun him. Each of them have their own different stats. Now, the closer you get, the more you can do. The tech point is, of course, by doing that. I like doing that, going up for the stun, and then just doing some damage like so. Now, you can fight them like this individually, or you can fight them all together. Right now, we're just doing individuals so we can get to know how they fight. So, we've taken out Titus and we've taken out Waka. Now, time for a selfie? What are you up to these days? We never see you. Want a duel? All right, now you're talking. Can you imagine? What are you up to? Want to fight? Sora, that doesn't answer her question, actually. Now, interesting enough, she does have the lowest health out of the 3, but don't take that for granted. Her attack is kind of, I'd say mid-range. I think they all kind of specialize in a different. I would say that, you know, Waka does the long range, she does kind of that mid-range, and of course, Titus does that up close and personal, giving you a different idea of the attack styles. And you'll notice I got that tech point just at the end there by hitting her jump rope kind of back at her. Again, a great example of seeing some of the combat early on. I think this tutorial is really fun and balancing kind of Sora being, you know, innocent and young and a child, as well as having to go further and do more. Now, Kairi is this way, but I think that is a good first introduction. Welcome to Kingdom Hearts. Let me know, have you played this game before? What are your thoughts? What do you think about it on the PC? I'm so excited it's finally here. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your time. I'm Andrew Can, Together We Can Game, and I hope you have a great day.